Cougar fans, use this radio station tomorrow morning for important news updates. Listen to Utah's most important radio station tomorrow morning from 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back into Cougar Nation, sponsored by Central Bank. It's been an awesome season, and Cougar Nation's going to continue on. This isn't some season finale. We're going to have BYU basketball breakdowns every Monday night as the Cougs settle into life in the Big 12. Kind of tough weekend this past weekend at Houston. Cougs in blue got completely wrecked at Houston. They got a chance to bounce back, though. They've been really good in bounce-back games this season, 3-0 in those spots. Or 2-0, excuse me. They got Texas Tech tomorrow night. Tip-off at 7. We'll be inside the Marriott Center. So I expect BYU to bounce back, but we'll be covering it every step of the way here on Cougar Nation every week during the basketball season.
Yeah, full disclosure with Cougar fans, it was break down the 30-point loss or break down an 11-2 football win, and we took the football. There'll be plenty of basketball going forward. How will you remember this 2024 BYU football team? And we're also taking your calls, 801-575-8255. Mitch, someone wants to talk to you. Someone wants your insider knowledge. Brady from Lehigh. You want an update on Chase Roberts?
Hey, guys. Yeah, love your show. And, Matt, just want to say hi from a fellow PGN. Go Vikings.
Go Vikings, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Mitch, have you heard anything about Chase Roberts' injury? Like what happened and where he's at?
So he suffered an injury on his left shoulder. He left the Alamo Dome in a sling. But aside from that, as far as timeline, we don't know yet. That's going to be a big question going into spring football for Chase. And, it's a bummer because he had that big announcement that he was going to be coming back for the 2025 season. It would have been a little bit more awkward had he announced he was going pro on the heels of that injury. So, to me, it's just a situation where you get him ready for the season. You get him ready for fall, to me, because you know what he is in spring ball. You don't need to see Chase Roberts there, and he's got that chemistry with Jake Retzloff. But Chase Roberts is going to be the best receiver for BYU football next year, and you got to get him ready. But as far as specific timelines, we don't have that yet. Winter conditioning is going to be starting coming up tomorrow for BYU, and they're going to get to work on that. And I think that was kind of a common theme at the Alamo Bowl field after the game was so many players are like, just kind of going up to guys and talking to them, and they're like, work starts next week. Like it feels like this group, even though they've got all this praise and accolades and everyone's feeling good about this team, there's this feeling among the group that there's unfinished business. And that was one of the reasons I believe Chase Roberts comes back. And, NIL probably factored into that too. Let's not get it twisted here and act like there's not money involved too to come back. I think there was some, it made sense financially to come back for Chase too. But, he's get him ready for the fall. We've seen in the past too, when it comes to shoulder injuries, think back to Zach Wilson, 2019. He missed all spring, and then he comes back in the fall. And it took a little bit of time. And so, well, again, not sure the extent yet. And I don't want to speculate on what exactly, what surgery or anything like that. Not sure. But to me, if you're Kalani and you're BYU, just get Chase ready for these games because you know what he is. And he's a special football player, and you want to get him to the league and have him as best product coming up in the fall. And so that is going to be a storyline to watch this offseason when he is fully healed and ready to go because he's due for a big season in 2025.
Brady, you still there?
Yes, sir.
What was your lasting memory of this 2024 football season?
Oh, man. I'd have to say both the Kansas State game and Oklahoma State. Me and my boys were able to go to both of those, and we were going nuts. I was going nuts, and my younger son, he's 8, he told me I need to calm down a little bit. So it was such a fun season to share that with my boys because I had memories like that with my dad when I would go. The 1996 season was my first year, and then the 2001 Utah game. I remember that Luke Staley option, and so those are memories that are burned into my head, and I am so happy to have those with my boys. And this was a fantastic season. Yeah, it could have been more, but definitely can't complain. And love all the guys coming back and the transfers coming in, and I'm excited for the future. Go Cougs.
Love that call, Brady. That is one of the great things about BYU football and just BYU sports in general is the memories that you do create, because when you do get to go to those games, it's, sometimes it's going to be a little bit taxing. I'm sure it tested Cougar fans going into the season thinking, do I want to spend my hard-earned money for another losing season? But Cougar fans showed up, man. They were sold-out crowds pretty much every home game. Those atmospheres now at LES are electric. I mean, Brady's talking about 96, 2001. It's a different game now.
Yeah.
I mean, BYU's...
It's an event.
It is a spectacle. Every single time out, there's something going on, and BYU football games are a lot of fun now. Beyond just simply the on-field product, which have always been fun, but now you got all the other stuff, too, to keep people's attention involved. It's a fun time. And, hey, look, we got, 7.5, 8 months till BYU Portland State. Let's go. August 30th to get the countdown rolling.
I will say, Brady brought up the incoming transfers. It's been a really nice transfer portal class so far. We were there New Year's Eve for BYU Arizona State. One of their newest football members, Keanu Tanavasa, the transfer from Utah. He got recognized at that game. Standing ovation from the fans. Really key moment for the football team. To get this defensive lineman, you need guys like him on the trench. You need good defensive lineman play. So there is a lot to build on from this 2024 team now. It's about putting in the work, developing the chemistry, shoring up the issues from 2024. They got to do that in the portal maybe a little bit more, probably add a little bit more depth there, but they're in a good position going forward.
2024 BYU football will be remembered for a very long time. We'll talk to you next week here on Cougar Nation as we shift to BYU basketball. Mitch Harper, Matt Baiamonte. Talk to you next time here on KSL.